And how are you feeling about everything, especially the assignment and the long break?
Um, I'm in the middle somewhere.
Pardon?
Saying I have mixed emotions when it comes to the assignments.
Okay. All right. I know there are some students who were able to see their marks and stuff like that. I don't know if you were able to, or just wait for the official, because for the official announcements of the results, because those results they are just preliminary as they stand. Once they've been audited by an external examiner who is going to determine whether I was too lenient or whether I was too harsh. And if I was harsh, they can increase marks, and if I was too lenient, they can reduce marks. So based on what we've seen so far, those marks are not necessarily official yet. They can stay the same, they might reduce, and they might increase.
I can't see my mark.
Okay. All right. So today we are going to do the brief for F2. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh no, I'm well aware of that.
Yes. So this week is briefing week, and we are going to be discussing assignment formative assignment 2. So we've done assignment 1, and I'm done marking all the scripts for students. And now we are going to be looking at the second assignment of for the year, which is formative assessment 2. And this assignment is going to be due between 31 May, which is next month, and 6 June. So you're actually going to close the semester for this year with this assignment. I hope you can see my screen. Can you
Yes,
see
yes,
this?
I can see it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so as as I was saying, this is the second assignment, and it's going to be due between the end of May and the beginning of June. Just to highlight on some of the things that I came across when marking this assignment, especially from students that who have never been to class, because I'm coming across lots of students who have never been to class. I mean, for this class, there are about 42 students that I marked for. And in the full-time class, I only have 26 students. So I don't know if the remainder are for part-time or not. But I picked up that some are misspelling my name. And unfortunately, there are also some who do not know who their lecturer is until now. I mean, we're in the 4th month of the year, and there are students who do not know who their lecturer is. So it becomes a challenge, because when you are submitting the assignment, core campus is central, meaning that where you are submitting as a student, there are students from Durban who are submitting on the same platform. There are students from Pretoria who are submitting on the same platform. So the only way I am able to recognize my students is when they put their lecturer's name on the cover page, and is when they put the branch name on the cover page. So if, for example, you put Sandton on the branch name, I would know that this is my student. And if you put my details, I would know. But if you do not put my details and you put Gordon Tafuma's details, it means that it's for Arcadia, Pretoria. And if you put for Urisa Singh, it means that it's for Durban. So I'd like to highly emphasize to students, especially those who are not in this class, that when you are doing the assignment on the cover page, please be specific. Put the lecturer's details there and put the branch that you are registered with. Currently, Boston has got 3 branches: Arcadia, which is Pretoria, Durban, and Sandton. So all those who put Sandton, I'm the one who's going to mark their assessment. But if you do not put my details, it means that someone else between me and Gordon and Urisa is going to mark your assignment. So I need to emphasize this because I came across some students who could not put their lecturer's name or the branch that they are registered with, and it's then difficult to mark those assignments because they are not recognized. But if you put your lecturer's name, you can be able to tell that this student belongs to my class, and it's very difficult, especially if that student has never been to class. And also, that's the correct way of spelling my name. So it's Abednico, Banda. Some were misspelling my name there, some were even misspelling my surname. But I'm sure with you, since you are also a Banda, um, you already know the surname. So this assignment, just like the previous assignment, it is an individual assignment, meaning that it is not a group work, and it is going to assess your knowledge as a student, understanding, and the ability to apply primary research concepts to inform your digital marketing strategy. So it is still part of strategy formulation, but you're going to be looking at the theories that some of them we've already covered in class. Some we are going to cover in the upcoming weeks training, such that by the time we get towards the end of May, you would have understood what is it that you need to do, and you'll be able to complete the assignment. In particular, you'll be expected to demonstrate your knowledge of the following: practically applying the theory you learned concerning the research, and also doing the personal approach, where P stands for political, E stands for economic, S stands for social, T stands for technological, E stands for ecological or environmental, then L stands for legal. We're also going to be looking at competitors, and we're going to be looking at consumers' needs and wants. The assessment is also going to test your understanding of the deeper intimacy of your target market and buyer persona. So we'll also discuss the buyer persona. And as you can see, this assignment is going to have more marks than the previous one. The previous one was out of 20, out of 120. This one is going to be out of 140. And these are the sources that you are going to be primarily basing the assignment on. And you need to understand that I'm saying primarily. So it means that you can consult other sources, but most of the areas that you are going to be looking at in this assessment, they are going to be derived from that book, from these books, and realize that we now have a new edition. So here, instead of 2019, is going to be 2021. So I just need to highlight that, but there's no material difference between the 2019 version and the 2021 version. So this assignment is going to be based on an assessment or on a case study, something that has been reported, something that is going to be happening here in Johannesburg. So I'm going to read through the passage, but before I do so, are there any questions so far, Maiso?
Not necessarily a question, sir, but I think the reason why people spell your name wrong is because it's spelled wrong on Cole campus as well.
Mm. Oh, I've
That's
seen. I thought
probably
I
why
thought
they
that has
spell
been
it wrong.
fixed because I fixed it before.
No, it's not fixed because I'm currently on Cole campus now. It's missing the D. So that's I think the primarily reason why people misspell your name.
Mm. But also, if they haven't been to class, it becomes a big challenge, because if they've been to class, they would have known who am I in terms of my name. But yeah, thanks for picking that up. I do get what you mean. I'm just sharing the meeting with someone else who asked me, oh, Lompumelelo, are you there yet?
Yeah, I just logged in. I did figure out.
Okay, I was about to share with my phone. Let me just leave with my phone. All right, yeah. So thank you for that, Maeso. I also understand that on core campus it was written Abednego. Abednego, not Abednego. So I hope most students would pick up that, because it is crucial. It's not a big deal, honestly, for me, but it is crucial in digital marketing. For example, if you are about to give a brief to the senior management of a company and you misspell their names, they won't take you serious. They'll find it as an offense. And as a result, you might even lose opportunities for misspelling people's names. So I'm going to go through the brief now. I'm going to read this passage just for today's discussion, but I encourage students to read that again on their own during their spare time when they're doing the assignment for better comprehension. So it is sort of like a comprehension passage. You cannot understand what is it that is required for you if you do not understand the case scenario that has been brought forward. So Uber motor rides to be piloted in Johannesburg from 18 rands a ride. As you can see on the image, I can assume that Uber is now bringing rides for motorcyclists, because as far as I'm concerned, Uber has got rides for closed cars. But now it appears as if they want to expand to cyclists, that you can get a ride from a motorbike rather than a car. But let's hear what is it this passage is talking about. Would you be willing to take an Uber ride on a motorbike in 2025? This is the new ride up or option that Uber is piloting for its customers in Johannesburg. The e-hailing company said it would pilot rides on motorcycles for customers in certain parts of Johannesburg CBD. The new offering will mean that rides could start from 18 rand, allowing customers to avoid traffic congestions and save time. Casey Jahani, head of communications at Uber South Africa, told IOL News that one of the main goals for the new pilot program is to provide more options for South Africans. As Uber, our goal is to enhance mobility, create economic opportunities, and contribute to reducing transport poverty in South Africa, she said. As part of our commitment, Uber is piloting Uber Moto in Johannesburg West. We are testing a potential solution to address first and last mile transportation areas with limited transportation coverage to complement existing transport options. We are conversing with the relevant stakeholders to test and evaluate. Sorry, I don't know where I went to. And evaluate a broader expansion, Chahani added. Safety is a top priority. Safety is a major priority for new Uber Moto program, and Jahani said a number of measures have been put in place. This includes helmets are provided for both riders and drivers, high visibility jackets for drivers to increase visibility, head nets for riders to ensure hygiene when sharing helmets, driver competency evaluation through the Motor Driver Evaluation Program, enhance private security developments via partnership with Aura, in-app safety features like live trip tracking, and access to an emergency assistance line. Uber said customers who try the service could get 30% discount on their first 3 trips, available to the first 50,000 riders until March last month, which is 2025, so it's this year. This is not new for Uber. The Moto program was successfully launched in Bangkok in 2016, where it was first piloted. Since then, the company has brought the service to Rio de Janeiro, Cairo, Lagos, and recently Bengaluru. Last month, the e-hailing business introduced Uber Moto Women in Bengaluru, offering women-only bike rides. This two-wheeler ride service connects female riders with female drivers and is designed to address women's safety and mobility needs while empowering female drivers with flexible earning opportunities, Uber said. So, what do you feel about this development, guys, before we go deeper into the brief? Would you request a bike ride?
I personally would not. I prefer to be in the car. I don't know if, because I mean, on a bike ride, I don't know. It's just that, I mean, yes, anything can happen in a car as well. But like, I don't know. I just feel better being in a car than just on a bike.
Okay. Any feelings about the package, about the passage, Nompumelelo?
Also, I wouldn't personally request a bike because even on a normal day, I wouldn't ride a bike. So,
Mm. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be more appealing to bike lovers. I mean, even myself on a bike, and also the comfortability. But I wouldn't want to criticize or judge people who love bikes. But for me, to go on a trip, opening my legs in between and stuff like that, I just feel like it won't be comfortable. But I also understand why Uber is introducing it, especially with traffic congestions, and so forth. But with what Maestro said, especially a safety point of view, I mean, to have an accident from a car versus having an accident from an Uber, and at least some of the cars have got airbags and stuff like that. So I don't know with Uber, but I can imagine that the injuries could be as bad, and an accident is an accident, of course, but yeah, it's always tricky. But anyway, let's have a look at this now from a digital marketing point of view, because with this being a development, it means that then Uber needs to raise awareness, needs to utilize the available platforms to reach out to customers to let them know that this is what they are doing. So they need a marketing help. So part of the task, imagine the CEO, or they wanted to say CMO there, the Chief Marketing Officer, which is CMO, for Uber contacting you for marketing help. Uber plans to intensify its marketing communications for Uber Moto. It wants to create awareness for its Uber Moto service, offering and influence consumers to make use of Uber Moto. So Uber expresses the need to use digital marketing to reach their target audience in Gauteng effectively. Uber is using this brief as a tester. If they like what they see, you help them develop a digital marketing strategy. So getting this brief right is of utmost importance. So it's very crucial. The reason why this is a marketing challenge, already I've asked you guys what you feel about bikes. and I did not get positive answers. So it becomes a digital marketing challenge for us digital marketers to use the tools available at our disposals to try and instill positive behavior around riding motorcycles, because the moment you mention motorcycle, people get disengaged. You're like, who wouldn't want to try this? Who wouldn't want to do this? But as brand marketers, our job is to promote, our job is to raise awareness, our job is to convince, and our job is to achieve the marketing objectives. Do you think, guys, you can convince people to request motor rides? Do you think there's someone out there who can use this service to begin with?
Well, I think it depends on the person because everyone has their different opinions on this. So maybe some people would, there are people who would be open to it, and some, but I think most people who are not fans of bikes, they probably wouldn't.
Okay. So that's when environmental research is crucial. So as you can see there, from question 1, it talks about environmental research. And I want to go through with you guys because I also realized in the assignment, most of you guys did not follow the writing style that has been indicated on the brief. So I'm going to try by all means to be sharing different screens here to show how students will do it. So here you see you've got question 1 here. You just copy it as it is. Okay. Question 1, research, you then start a new document. Let me start a new document. Can you see the new document that I'm sharing, guys?
Yes, I can see it. No, now it disappeared.
Okay. So you come here. Can you see it now, Nompumelelo?
Yeah, I can see it now.
I think I would call you Mpumi if you don't mind.
Yeah, actually, everyone calls me Mpumi.
Because Nompumelelo, I'm struggling.
Yeah,
I don't mean any offense, honestly.
fine. Nobody calls me
But
by.
yeah. Pardon?
I'm saying nobody calls me by my full name.
Yeah, and the other thing, not in a bad way, this personal, but my wife is Mpumi, eh?
Oh, that's nice. So why did you
So
call me
it
Nopela
becomes,
all the time?
because that's what I'm seeing on the screen. And mostly, you need to find out from people before you call them shortcuts and stuff like that. Because some are not comfortable, they prefer their name in full.
Oh yeah, makes
So
sense.
anyway, this is it, guys. As you can see here, in the assignment, it's been mentioned, we'll go there, but it's been mentioned that you either use Times New Roman or Arial. So I'm going to focus on Arial. You use Arial, font size 12. Most students did not do this. Then here you make it justified, and here you go to 1.5. Then your subheadings, you just come here and put there. Question 1. You put it in bold and you underline it. That's your question 1 here. Then you press enter. You go back to the brief. So question 1 has got many parts, right? It has got question 1, or it has got only one part. So you copy that part, you put it here. You need to make sure that in your answering of the assignment, you remain professional in everything that you're doing. Most students, when you look at their assignments, it was so haphazard. You don't know which question is this now, what's happening this, and most lost unnecessary marks as a result because they were not following the instructions that they were given. So we come here and then You put here question 1, it says you must investigate Uber. So here you say question 1, you put here investigating Uber's environment. So already, when I look at your answers, I can see what is it that question 1 is going to be about. Okay, then you remove it from board, then you put your answers there. You put all your answers, blah, 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 blah. Then you go on to the next question, which is question 2. You need to make sure that throughout your assignment, it is under Arial, font size is 12, and it is justified, and it is, spaced 1.5. But the reason why with students then it was not like this, it is because you guys were copying from elsewhere. So I'm going to try to open my browser here and show what you guys were doing. So if you copy from elsewhere, the way you paste it, it then interferes with the structure or the layout of your assignment. Can you see my screen, guys? The screen that I'm sharing.
We can, yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, so for example, here I'm searching digital marketing. Let's say you went to Google, you want to write something about digital marketing. Then you come here, you search digital marketing on Google. And then you found your results there. Let's go to the first page. Okay, you go to Investopedia there. You open this page, then you see it's written, digital marketing is the use of blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, this is good. I'm going to use it for the assignment. Then you highlight everything here, and then you copy it. Okay, I've copied. Now I'm going back to the assignment. Then once you are here, there are 3 ways in which you can paste your assignment. So you've got this way where it keeps the information that you got from the other source. Then you've got the second way where it just merges it. And then you've got the third way where it, it keeps the original, font where you want to paste it. So most of the students are using this first option. And you see, when you paste like this on the first option, as you can see there, it's bringing other characteristics that you got from that website. To an extent that if you highlight this now, you can see that it's no longer part of what was is required in the brief. Can you see what's the font size there?
Yeah, it's 13.5.
Yes, it's 13.5, whereas in the assignment it says 12. So students must be careful whenever they are copying and pasting from elsewhere. You need to make sure that the font size and the font type is the one that has been asked in the assignment. And you must also make sure that there are no funny characters that are being that are taken from other sources. Like for example, here social media has got other characters. It's hyperlinked, and in the assignment we do not put links. So you must always be careful when doing an assignment that whenever you are copying and pasting from elsewhere, you need to make sure that the font and all the requirements are the ones that you are adhering to. Are there any questions so far about this? Because most of you guys lost crucial marks as a result of this, because your layout, you had 10 full marks for being professional, but most of you did not get the structure of the assignment right. Okay, we go back to the assignment now. So investigate Uber's macro environment. You need to show that you understand the broader environment that Uber operates within from a digital perspective. you need to conduct a market and pest analysis for the e-hailing services industry and how digital marketing is impacting it. So provide 2 points for each pestle factor. We are going to talk about pestle analysis. I mentioned before, I don't think Mpumi was in yet, but I mentioned to Maeso that P stands for political, E stands for economic, S stands for social, T stands for technological, E stands for ecological or environmental, L stands for legal. So under each of those letters, for example, under political factors, you need to provide 2 points. Under economic factors, you need to provide 2 points. Under social factors, you need to provide 2 points and so forth. If you provide 10 points under political factors, we are only going to mark the first 2 points because it's very clear in that assignment on what you need to do. Does it make sense, guys? Are there any questions? Yes, so I see your hand is up.
Just in regards to writing down, so like how you say a question run environmental research, is that how it has to be done?
Yes, but it all goes with your writing style, Maeso. So I'm not restricting students on anything that they are doing, but what I am highly encouraging students that once you start your formatting of the essay, make sure that you are consistent throughout. So I chose this one. I'm not saying that it's a must, but I need to see where question 1 is and what question 1 is talking about. I was not seeing that in the assignment, and students were losing marks as a result. For example,
so like
a student will just start from nowhere. It's not even written question 1. We just start Uber's environment. I'm like, what's happening now?
okay,
I don't
no, I
even
get
see
it.
whether this is question 3 or this is question 4. Continue. You were saying something, Maeso.
Oh no, I was just saying, so like, because what I did was I put question 1 as a heading so that I could add it to the contents page.
Okay, that's
So I
also
put
fine.
like the questions, yeah.
It is also fine as long as it is clear and you are consistent. Let's hear Mpumi.
I wanted to ask that, have you marked our assignment or are you generalizing on everyone else's?
I've marked everyone's assignment, Mpumi.
Okay, when are you gonna give us feedback? Are you gonna give us individual feedback?
You know, I've got terrible flu, but the fact that I can't even laugh. Um, the feedback is there, Mpumi. I actually, and surprisingly, I can't remember marking your assignment. But
Ah,
everyone in my class, let me just go and have a look.
no, you don't have to say. You don't have to do it now. You'll do it after the class. It's okay.
Yes, but I've marked everyone's assignment, Mpumi, and everything that I'm mentioning right now is based on the trends that I picked up during the assignments.
Okay, makes sense.
But everyone in my class, I remember. I actually didn't see the name Pumelo, but I remember Malulege's surname.
Okay.
Because I remember even asking my wife if Maluleki was Tsonga, because we once went to Tsakani and there were many people who had a Maluleke surname there. Are you Tsonga?
Yeah, my mom is and my dad is Swati. That's why I have a Swati.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I remember I marked everything. By weekend, I was done marking the assignments. The reason why I had to mark the assignments as soon as possible, it is because I was well aware that today we are going to do the F2 brief, and wouldn't have done the F2 brief if I did not know how students performed. So
Okay,
the assignment has been done. The average mark is 68%. I'm not that happy about it because I was expecting at least 70 and above. But for the fact that the whole class, the average mark is 68%, it is not that bad.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I'm waiting for marks to be moderated. As I told Maeso, the marks that are on core campus distance, they are not official yet, so they need to be audited, and the external examiners are going to audit the marks to see whether I was too harsh or I was too lenient. So if I was too lenient, they are going to reduce your marks. If I was too harsh, they are going to add more marks. And if they feel like I was reasonable, the marks are going to stay like that. But all marks get audited. So right now we are just waiting for moderation. Once moderation is done, once marks have been audited, then they are going to be made final to everyone. Are you fully answered?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
So yeah, as I'm saying, all of this that I'm showing you guys from a writing point of view, there are free marks that you need to get, For example, the previous assignment, you had 15 free marks. 5 marks for the layout of the assignment, 5 marks for referencing, and 5 marks for professionalism. You just need to follow the instructions. You don't need to think like in other questions. You just need to follow the instructions. And most students, unfortunately, did not follow the instructions, how they space, how they use paragraphs, how they do the questions and so forth. So you're just losing free marks unnecessarily. So that's why I'm showing this, so that students can have as many marks as possible. My desire, of course, is to see students are passing, not just passing, but also understanding what digital marketing is all about. All right, I'm back to the assignment. Can you continue, guys, or are there any questions about question 1? So in other words, with question 1, you are being asked to go and find information out there and how the environment, how people are going to understand the new development with Uber. From a political point of view, what is it that Uber needs to consider when introducing this motor hailing? From an economic point of view, what is it that they need to consider? From a social point of view, what is it that they need to consider? From a technological point of view, what they need to consider? From an ecological point of view, what is it that they need to consider? From legal point of view, what is it that they need to consider? So you need to provide 2 points under each. Some may decide to do a table, some may decide to do it in bullet point form, but I need to be clear. You need to be clear in what you are going to be doing. So I'll also give you an example. I don't know which screen are you seeing at the moment, guys.
The documents.
Is it the assignment brief or the one that
No, it's the new document one.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah. So let's go back to that new document because I was on the assignment. So for example, let's remove everything that we. So here, now you are answering your question. Guys, don't mind my spacing because I've zoomed the screen so that everyone can see. It is, you need to have an introductory statement. It is crucial to understand the environment before introducing a new product or service in a specific market. In this way, I am going to unpack pastel analysis for Uber as they introduce the Uber motor ride. Then you start P. P is for political. You say political factors. So this is your subheading for political factors. You don't have to underline it because you have already underlined the main question there. So there's no need for you to underline it. Okay. Then you say you define what political factors are. So, for example, I'm just putting it just for illustrative purposes. Political factors are aspects of governance and legislation that Uber must consider. So here, because I said political factors are aspects of governance and legislation, where am I getting that from? I need to put a source. So I'll just say Banda 2024, page 5, that Uber must consider. So that's my first point. I'm describing what political factor is. I haven't got to an answer yet. Then I put my answers. Remember, they say two facts for each factor. Then I put the first one, Uber must understand that all transport carriers, I don't know if it's carriers or I don't know how to put it, carriers must have a permit in Johannesburg. This is according to XYZ 2025, page 2. Then we move to another fact. Uber must understand, or Uber must ensure that it is government policy that enforces motorists to have a roadworthy motorcycle on the roads. Then you put your source there. I'll just say Mpumi 2019. Because we need to understand, where are you getting this stuff? What if you are lying? So we need sources there. Put a bracket, then you go next. economic factors. So these ones, you put them in bullets to show me that you have got two here. This, since it's a title, you come here, you just remove the space. So this is how you make, do you see how clean and how smart it is, guys, on the assignment? You can see the consistency there. So once you have done the political factors, you come to the economic factors, you do the same thing until you finish all those factors. And these are just examples for illustration purposes. Are there any questions, guys? Does it make sense? All right, so that's your question one there, where you need to provide 2 points under each. Once you are done with that, then you are going to have your 20 marks. Then we go to question 2, which is company research. Same thing. If you adopted what I adopted in this assignment, you copy the same thing. You go back to that document that you've started your assignment on. So you've done all your factors, your political, economic. Then you come, you only space once, guys. Don't space 20 times. Here I'm just showing you this for illustrating purposes. So because all your major questions are in bold and underlined, you do the same for this one. So now I can see that these answers are for question 1, and now you are doing answers for question 2, which are related to company research. So that's how you maintain order and consistency on your layout of the assignment. You get free marks for doing that. But you realize students are, here, as you can see, it is underlined. Then they come here, they leave it like that. They remove the underline, and sometimes you see it's in italics, and then all of a sudden it's in this ugly ham thing, so you have something here in Arial, then you have got something here in something else. You lose marks for doing that because you are not showing some levels of professionalism. Professionalism means everything must be unique, must be uniform, it must be consistent throughout your document. So if you are using Arial 12, it means that throughout your document, you use Arial 12. The font size must be always 12, so you don't expand the size even if it's a sub-heading. All right, we go to company research. Please note, you cannot make up information or give your opinion. Meaning, whatever that you say, you need to show us where you got it from. I think I mentioned that in the previous question. I even gave sources. Whatever you write needs to be based on an article or facts you have reference for. A good reference list and in-text referencing are a must. Without it, you will get a 0 for this section. So before we go to the section, let me go back and emphasize to show you guys how you reference. Which screen am I sharing? That's confusing because I'm going screen to screen.
Currently, there's no screen. Okay, now there's a screen.
So I was talking about this. This is question 2, where it says, please note you cannot make up information or give your opinion. Whatever you write needs to be based on an article or facts you have a reference for. So this is how you do it, guys. Let's go back. Now I am on the new document. I hope we are all there. Are we all there? So you have got information that you got elsewhere, right? Let's say information about digital marketing. So I've pasted something there, the definition of digital marketing that we earlier got from the website. So digital marketing is the use of websites, apps, and blah, 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 blah. So that's the definition. However, this is not my definition. I got it elsewhere. And I need to show proof that it is not my opinion. It's something that has been given by someone who is in authority or has got experience to do so. So there are three ways that I'm going to share with you guys of referencing. First, you can put here, let's say I got it from Pumi, and Pumi published this information last year, and it is available on page 5. So digital marketing is the blah, 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 blah. You put reference there to show that this is not my work. It's something that I got from Pumi. Or the same definition, you can do this. According to Pumi, then now because Mpumi is is in a sentence, you don't need to put in a bracket. On the bracket, you only put the year in which Mpumi published this and the page number. So you do this according to Mpumi 2024, digital marketing is the use of blah, blah, blah. Or you can also say Mpumi 2024, page 5, defines digital marketing as can you see that, guys? So these are three ways of referencing in text. Most of you guys in your house, you're not doing this. So this is why it is crucial to always look for human sources. What do I mean about human sources? You need to confirm to us that this was done by a human being, because the digital environment is flooded with robots. It is flooded with crawlers. We don't know whether these facts that you are bringing here about digital marketing has been done by a human being or not. How do you recognize a human being? We recognize a human being as an entity that has got a name and a surname. So you must always make sure that the sources that you are getting have got a name on them. So you can't say according to staff writer, for example. We have got students who say according to staff writer. Who is that staff writer? Do we know him? What if it is a robot? You cannot reference by saying according to a staff writer. You cannot reference and say according to admin. And you cannot reference by saying according to the editor. The reason why you guys are finding these things is because you just go to Google and do a search there. Let's go back to Google where we were. I know you don't learn these things, guys, in textbooks. There's no syllabus for these, but if I don't show you, you just keep losing marks. So that's why I'm trying by all means then to show you. As you can see here on this page that I am from Investopedia. Investopedia is not an academic document. So you cannot then get it from here. Because here you do not have, at least here it's good because it has got people's name, but that is reviewers. For example, you cannot say, according to the Investopedia team. We do not know who is part of that team. So if you find a source like this one, I'll come back to you, Maeso. You can't quote this source because it is not done by a human being. There's no name there. Okay? It is just a team. So it means you cannot rely on these sources. There are many sources here on Google results that you cannot rely on because they were not done by a team. So where do you get then appropriate sources where you can put people's name? I'm going to show you, but let's hear what Mayeso need to say.
I was just saying the screen is
Mayeso,
not
you have
showing
your
on
hand
my
up.
side. Yeah, I know. I was saying the screen is not showing.
Okay, Mpumi, can you see the screen?
No, I can't see it also.
You guys can't see the screen.
No, it's still blank.
Mayeso, that's interesting. Let me open with my phone as well. Let me close and reshare. That's where the challenge is. Now I need to start afresh explaining. Can you see it?
No, still nothing.
And okay, I see. I can't see it on my phone either. Let me start again. Share. Is it showing now, guys?
No.
Still nothing.
Oh, now, yes, now it is.
Yeah. Still nothing for me.
Yes, I can't see anything.
What are you guys using? Phones or laptops?
I'm using a laptop. I can see the screen.
Oh, I can see it now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go back. So mostly when students are looking for information, right, you go to Google search, like I did here. I went to Google and I searched digital marketing. Let's, for example, say you are looking for the definition of digital marketing. You went straight to Google and you did a search for digital marketing there. Then the results came up, and then you scroll down, you say, you know what, let me have a look at this one from Investopedia that says, what is digital marketing? It is going to give me a definition of digital marketing. So let me just click on it and see if it is an appealing definition of digital marketing that I'm going to get. So you click on it. You click on it, and then you look at the definition and you are like, oh, well, this is actually what digital marketing is all about. It means that this is good information. I'm going to use it. But wait, how are you then going to cite it? Because it does not have a human face on it. It's written, if you go to the top, it's written by Investopedia team. So meaning it was done by the team, and we don't know who was part of that team. As you can see here, I'm going to highlight. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
So as you can see now, it says by the Investopedia team, means that this article was done by the Investopedia team, but we do not know who the team is. So you can just go to the assignment and say, according to the Investopedia team. What if they are robots? We don't trust them. So this is not an academic source. No matter how appealing it is, you cannot use admin, staff writer, editor, team, and so forth. You need to use people's names. So this is how students must then look for information. You go back to Google, where we were, and remember, you are looking for the definition of digital marketing. So on Google, instead of searching on Google, what you need to do is to type Google Scholar before you even search for digital marketing. Search for Google Scholar. So in Google, just put Google Scholar. Then you've got Google Scholar there. And on Google Scholar, you click on it. Then it gives you a search for all articles, credible case laws, and so forth. That's where you are going to find something that you can research on. So once you're on Google Scholar, as you can see, there are articles if you are in media law or you are doing something to do with existing cases from courts, you can always choose case law. But in this case, we are going to focus on articles. Then you then write digital marketing there. So you are searching on Google Scholar, not Google search. You write digital marketing there. And on digital marketing results, can you see now we can see human being? We no longer see admin team. We can see people's details there, meaning that these are the sources that we can use. Can you see that, guys?
Oh, no, it's not showing. It's still on the search page.
Yeah, I don't understand why Google is these teams is taking longer to share the screen that I'm sharing. I think there might be something wrong with Teams. I've just reshared the screen. I don't know if it's showing now.
No, now it was
And the
just
good thing
blank.
is that this is a recorded lesson, so you guys, but at least everything I'm explaining, you can always try those things. You can just focus on what I'm saying. Then during your spare time, you can just go to Google. Instead of searching for information there, start by searching Google Scholar. Then once you click on Google Scholar, you can then search for whatever you want. It's going to view the right sources there. Instead of you are relying on the admin team and stuff like that. So always make sure that you are quoting and citing human beings instead of staff writer, sites and so forth. Yes, Maiso?
The problem I've had with Google Scholar is that most of the information on there is articles and books, and then most of the articles and books that you have to pay for in order to see the information.
But in your search, you can also say open view. I understand very well what you're talking about. Yeah. Some of them they require a subscription. But there are also those that are freely available there. For example, it's just that it's not sharing the screen I am on, but if you click, for example, let me click on this one, digital marketing. It is freely there. You can download it. So yeah, you can always look for those that are free. Not everything on Google Scholar is paid for, myself. Some are completely free. All right, now we are going back to the assignment. So guys, we agree with each other then that you must never, reference writer, editor, and so forth, because those are not credible sources. So investigate Uber products or services. What are they selling? How are they selling it? How are they communicating their offering? So you need to go out there, look for information, and tell us, what is it that you're finding about Uber, specifically Uber in South Africa? What is it that they are selling? Are they selling an app? Are they selling drivers? Are they selling safety? Are they selling GPS? Are they selling an amount? What is it that they are selling? So rather have a table that has got 3 columns. The first column will be what are they selling? The second column will be how are they selling it? And then the third column will be how are they communicating their offering? So on the first column, you can then mention that according to Banda 2024, page 5, Uber is an e-hailing services that's it. Then you go to the second column, how are they selling it? According to Mpumi 2021, Uber uses digital platforms to sell their app. Then you move on to the third column, how are they communicating their offering? Uber uses platforms like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok to communicate with their customers, in brackets, Banda 2025. So you need all those, you need to show us where you're getting that information, and you must reference properly. So you do those, you provide those 3 facts. So it's 3 times 3, making it 9. Then, of course, with your explanation, you then get 20 marks. Any questions, guys, about question 2? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, now we move. Now we move to. I hope you can see my screen, guys. I'm now on another screen. The brief. I'm now on the brief.
Yes, it's showing the brief.
Okay, perfect. Mpumi can also see the brief.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Then on question 3, investigate Uber's 2 main competitors. So here they've only mentioned Bolt and InDrive. So if there are any other competitors, don't put them here, because here we are only asked Bolt and InDrive. So investigate the 2 main competitors, same thing that we did in the previous question. You need to have a table with 3 columns. How are they selling it? So how is Bolt doing it? How is InDrive doing it? Okay, so provide 3 facts per sub-question for each competitor, and you must make sure that you reference it. So don't just assume because you've used Bolt, then you want to assume to us. Tell us from an academic point of view, how are they doing it? Because students have got this of just hallucinating, just saying things based on their experiences. The problem when it comes to telling things based on experiences is that sometimes you either exaggerate it, or sometimes you leave out crucial information. Then after question 3, we move on to question 4, which is consumer research. And this question, it is out of 40 marks. Conduct primary research on the male and female consumer segment aged between 18 and 35. What is the name, guys, used to call people who are 18 to 35?
Youth.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. So here you are being asked to conduct primary research on the female and male youths. So these are the youths. And you have been told already, you have been given the age limit. So those who are between 12 and 18, what do you call them? 12 to 17. Those are teenagers, right? Those are excluded here. So do not tell us about the teenagers. Do not tell us about the young adults or the middle age or whatever. Here, the focus is on the youths. So do go and do research about the youths to find out their needs and wants regarding Uber's new offering. So you need to go out there and look for information about the youths. Information is there on Google Scholar. Just search characteristics of youths. You will find out what is it that youths like or dislike, and then you match that with the Uber's new offering. For example, if you come across information saying that most of the youths are outgoing, they always want to hang out, and according to XYZ, because you need to mention that source. Then once you've got that fact, you then need to tell us that since youths love hanging out, they might need a ride, because most of them, whenever they're going out, it means that they will take 1 or 2 beers and they can't drive. So they might need someone to take them home. So develop a questionnaire with geographic and demographic questions, at least 5 open-ended questions to help you understand the customer's needs and wants. Include a questionnaire in your assignment submission. So you need to draft 5 questions there that you are going to ask the youths, because remember, you are doing research, and having questionnaires is part of a research. It's actually a known data collection method when you want to get consumer insights. So you develop a questionnaire that you want to ask youths, what is it that you need to understand from them in terms of their needs and wants. And then after that, how can you then, deduce from them whether they would need Uber's new product or not. Then question 4.2, you must survey at least 5 males and 5 females, representing the ideal market to understand their needs and wants for the new offer. You need to attach the field questionnaire and include contact details for each participant. So you need to go out there, find out from your colleagues, find out from them what is their needs and their wants. Remember, you are only asking from a transportation point of view. So you don't go out and ask them about Mjolo, unless if, they would need Mjolo, they would need transport in their relationships. So ask them, for example, if you are moving up and down, do you think you might need a ride? Things like that, things that are related to this assignment. Then write a brief overview of the findings on the consumer needs and wants. So here we are actually teaching students to go out there and do research, develop questionnaires, ask at least 5 males and 5 females. So we're asking 10 people. Then tell us your findings. Please, guys, don't cook stuff. I know students have got a tendency of cooking stuff. Like, you don't go out and find it, you are just cooking, saying that you asked 2 people, and it's easy to know whether you are cooking or not, because we can pick up patterns from what you are cooking. But if you go and ask about 10 people, 5 males and 5 females who are 18 to 35, so don't ask your mothers unless you are convinced that your mother is 35, of which I doubt, no matter how young she had you. Guys, do you think there's a mother of your age of kids to your age to be 35? I doubt, eh? Is it possible, Mpumi?
No, it's not, because someone who's in varsity is over 18, so the maths won't matter.
Yes. So it means you guys are not asking anyone who is older than 35. You are asking anyone who is between 18 and 35. Then after that, you need to create two buyer personas, one for the male and another one for the female, who would use offering. So what kind of a person then, based on the research that you've done in the previous question, what kind of a person do you want to target to ride the bike? Is it someone who is outgoing? Is it someone who is an introvert? Is it someone who is single? Is it someone who has got a family? Is it someone who is working? Is it who is a bachelor? Is it someone who lives in the inner city or out of the city? Is it someone who lives in the suburbs? So now tell us, with the two buyer personas that they've developed, you need to tell us, because not everyone is going to like that bike, as you guys said at the beginning of this lesson. So who then must we target? We need a persona of the person that we need to target, you know? Even from an attire point of view. Is it someone who likes wearing pants or someone who's wearing skirts? So you need to create two types of personas based on your findings in the previous question. You need to bring them to life creatively. You therefore have some creative license here, seeing that you would have used effects from the above as a foundation and make it interesting. So then your persona is going to be 20 marks. Are there any questions so far, guys? Yes, my so.
For question 4.2, what's the purpose of including contact details?
To see that you actually did the research.
The
We
participant.
are not going to call them, of course. Aaron?
Oh, because I was gonna ask. So the participants, will they be called or texted? Because I know most people wouldn't want that.
So you want to tell them that, yeah, if they call you, just say that you did it.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, from a poppy act point of view, I understand you. Yeah, but we need to see whether you did the actual research or not, because students have got a tendency of fabricating and cooking the findings, saying that I interviewed Mandla, Palesa, and this and that, and it's difficult to tell. But if you give us phone numbers, you know, you can't cook phone numbers, honestly, because I'll go to Truecaller and I'll see this number is a human's being, but I won't call those numbers.
Does it have to be specifically numbers, or can you put email addresses instead?
Yes, you can also put an email address. It's fine. But please, guys, do not cook. Go out there and do research. This is a crucial exercise from a digital marketing point of view, because even if you are going to work in the digital marketing industry, we still need to do consumer insights. You need to understand what is it consumers that they need and what is it that they do not need. In such a case, you can then be able, you can be on a better position to say to predict whether they're going to like your product or not. Are you answered, Maeso?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, guys? Then, as you can see, everything that you've discussed so far, they are out of 120, meaning there is overall 20 marks. So there are free marks that you're going to get, the 20 free marks, guys. And these marks are always crucial. So let's go to those marks. I don't understand why this thing is slow, because I'm elsewhere and I can see on my screen. I now have two devices to see whether I'm sharing or not, and it's not there yet. What are you seeing, guys, on your screen?
Yeah, it's still the fourth and the last two questions are question 4 and then question 5.
I'm seeing buyer persona. That's not where I am.
Can I ask
But
a
have you guys seen the brief yet?
do we have
Yes,
to
Boom, you can ask.
do we have to recopy the questions and rewrite them as it is, or you can write, like, you can summarize what the question is about and write and label it, let's say 1.1, it's about you naming the four primary colors, then you just say four primary colors, then you write the primary colors, and like you rewriting the whole question and putting it on.
Yes. No, I understand what you're saying, Pumi. You just need to put a title and it can be on title. Like I say, you don't have to repeat the question. And there were students who are actually submitting the whole brief. Then they go through, they put questions underneath, answers underneath. You don't have to repeat the question. In
Okay.
fact, do not repeat the question. For example, you saw what I did on that document that I showed you guys earlier. On this document, the new document, I don't know if you can see it. See the screen that I'm sharing?
I think maybe it's slow, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, it's so boring and I can't see it on my side either. So if you look at my numbering that I did on document 3, remember that we were doing examples, guys? I did not repeat the questions there. I just said question 1, environmental research. Then investigating Uber's microenvironment. Then you just do it. So you just look for keywords there. Like Mpomi said, if it's 4 types of colors, you just put 4 types of colors, then you continue. Don't go there and say, what are the 4 types of colors? So you are not repeating the question at all. Then if you go to the brief, since it's taking long to share, guys, I hope you guys have downloaded the brief already in your devices, be it your computer or your phone. So if you go to the brief on page, where is it showing me the page number? On page 7, where there are declarations. I don't know if you guys can see the declarations. The brief separately, other than what I'm sharing on the screen, because it's not showing on my screen.
Yeah, I'm looking on my side.
Yeah, so there's where it says evidence requirements. Guys, I picked out a lot, especially in this assignment. Students were so lazy and went to ChatGPT to get ideas there about the new product. And unfortunately, since ChatGPT is universal, there were so many students who spoke about the same product, like the smart bottle, the solar, the backpack. all those aspects, I could see clearly that they were from ChatGPT. And I was told by my superiors to actually deduct marks for collusion. However, since this is the first assignment, I was very lenient. And also, I always encourage students to have their own work instead of asking ChatGPT to do their work for them, because ChatGPT wouldn't understand what is it that you are asking it, especially because the tool responds based on the inputs that is being given. So if you give it wrong inputs, it means that you're going to get a wrong answer. So I'm going to emphasize that students must not use ChatGPT. And then on your cover page, guys, please make sure that you put your name and your surname, please. There are assignments that did not have names and surnames, and it becomes very difficult to mark such an assignment because I wouldn't even know who you are, and you must make sure that you put campus there, your branch, the campus that you guys are Sandton, so you must put Sandton there. If you are registered with Pretoria, you must put Pretoria. If you are registered with Durban, you must put Durban. And you must also indicate whether you are part-time or full-time. It helps a lot when marking, guys, because remember, core campus is centralized. Where you are submitting the assignment, a student in Durban is submitting the assignment on the same platform. A student in Arcadia, Pretoria, is also submitting the assignment on the same platform. So it's difficult for me to then tell whether you are from Pretoria, you are from Durban, or you are from Sandton. But if you indicate that on your cover page, then it becomes very easy to tell. So please, guys, make sure you've got your details on the cover page. And we also put my name, as you mentioned. And everything in your assignment must be either Arial or Times New Roman. So if you choose Times New Roman, it means that throughout your assignment, from the beginning to the end, it must be in Times New Roman. If you choose Arial, it means that throughout your assignment, it must be Arial. And you may need to make sure that whatever that you are copying, when you are pasting it, it is in the font that you have been asked to put here, because here you are going to get 20 free marks if you follow the instruction. The assessment must not exceed 10 pages. So here I was talking about question 1 up to the last question. It has to be only 10 pages. I'm not talking about the cover. I'm not talking about references and indexes or, list of chapters or content, whatever it is. Just your answers, they must not be more than 10 pages. Anything over 10 pages will not be marked. I was also lenient with this assignment. Students had as much as 22 pages, Imagine someone writing only question 1 with more than 10 pages. Just question 1. Netting and over expert means that if I only mark that one, then I'm going to give marks that one question. It means that automatically I failed. So make sure, guys, that you do not over explain and everything. Because it's not more than 10 pages. Yes, Maeso.
Just another question on the questionnaires. Are they allowed to be in Google Form?
Pardon?
So you know that most questionnaires or
Questionnaires in form of
surveys.
Google Forms.
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, they can be, as long as you can show proof. If you can download afterwards and show us the results, then it is cool. In fact, I actually recommend students to use Google Forms, because Google Form also allowed participants to put their email addresses there. Then you actually did the exercise. Yeah. And anyway, we are digital marketers. We need to use digital tools. So thank you for raising that, so I actually didn't think about it. It's just that maybe most students wouldn't know how to use Google Forms. But if you are familiar with the technology, then why not? You can do that. Any more questions?
No, I'm good, sir.
So on the rubric, okay, now I'm on the rubric. We are almost done, guys. So we do not have lessons today to start something new because the brief, and I want you guys to breathe after the assignment and after everything that we are discussing now. You need a breather. I don't know if you agree, guys. All right, so there are 20 additional marks. You need to make, and I showed you guys on Google Scholar, you can also go to site reference of what you want to cite there. You also need to make sure that you are using, academic language. Some students struggled, especially with articulation of their arguments. They struggle to defend their arguments. I understand most of us are not English speakers, native English speakers. We only speak English in our professional spheres. Once we get home, we speak other languages. But we must try by all means to use, proper academic language. You can use tools like Grammarly. I think you guys saw when I was sharing my screens here. Word document, for example, on my side is embedded with Grammarly. So I see where my spelling, my grammar, my sentence construction, and my logic is missing. Then, of course, you want professional presentation and formatting, following all the evidence requirements that we mentioned at the beginning, making sure that assignment flows, the spacing, the paragraphing, the way you are putting bullets, and it just have to flow, guys. Whether it's justified or not, the margins, everything, it must look professional. It must not look as if it's done by someone who have just been given a computer and doesn't know how Microsoft Word works. So that's the F2 assignment for you guys. And this assignment is going to be due as the winter season starts, 31 May to 6 June. That's when you are going to be doing this assignment. How do you feel about it so far, guys?
So far, at least for me, I think I would say it's manageable. I think also just remembering not to do it in the last minute, but try to get started with it as soon as possible.
Yes, I could see when I was marking that most students did the assignment during the last minutes, and as a result, they were just in a hurry to finish everything, and you end up losing crucial marks. For me,
Yeah, I think it's doable. Like we can start it now because it's mostly research, so you don't need lessons to do it.
yeah, very true. But I do think it's more difficult, guys.
It's not. It's just it's a lot. So that's why I'm saying you can start now. So
Yeah, it's just
Especially question
a lot
4
of
and 5, I think.
it's just a lot of writing, but it is doable.
Okay. Just remember, I'm an email away, I'm WhatsApp away, I'm a phone call away. So if there's something that you need to understand, you can either ask in the class whenever we meet. And if you feel like, oh, class is going to be next week and I just came across this thing on a Sunday, you can always WhatsApp me, guys, and I'm always happy to assist. The only thing that I cannot do, I cannot give you answers, but I can show you some direction on how things should be done. So if you get stuck, text me, let me know. Then we can always discuss it. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, especially attending the class and for your participation and all the crucial information that you also raised yourself. And I'm wishing you the best for this assignment and hoping that you are going to nail it. Especially with the previous assignment, the class average was 68. So I'm expecting more than 68. I need to see improvement in students as well. It can't decrease. If it goes down, that I'm not doing my job, I'm not teaching well.